So there's a lot of scams online, right?
Oh,
of course,
yeah.
there's a lot of scams online. There's these people that have pictures and videos of a real puppy running around and being a puppy and doing shit. And they try to sell it off to. Oh, we've talked about this before too.
Oh, have we?
They try to sell it off to people. And they say, "Oh, you can buy your own. This is an animatronic robotic dog that you can buy." Yeah,
gotcha. I thought this was going down a dark road.
Oh God, no. Hopefully not. But no, it's these lifelike, massive air quotes around lifelike puppy, and people buy it and they get scammed and they're like, "Oh, I thought this was gonna be." Wait, why the fuck did you think that was gonna be real? You couldn't tell from the images and the video that it was a fake dog. That it was a real dog.
Yeah.
People do this shit, and it's
a fake robot dog. They just come on now.
It's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know. Online scams. What's sad to me though about online scams are they're not going to get someone like you or me, right? Because I don't think generally they're going to get younger people that are aware of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the older crowd, that isn't as aware.
The older crowd gets so scammed all the time. It's pretty sad, actually.
I feel bad for them because there's these assholes that are just, taking such advantage of these people.
It's actually pretty sick.
It's
not gonna
completely
lie.
sick. Yeah, it's absolutely horrible.
You're taking advantage of a 93-year-old lady, and she can't do anything about it.
It's disgusting. But I will tell you on a, I guess bittersweet note about dogs, about animals and shit. I had
such a good boy.
So this Monday evening, I was going to my car. I think I was getting ready to go to the gym or something. But I was going out. I was doing something, and this dog comes running up to me. His tongue's all hanging out. He's all happy and everything. I'm like, I didn't know what he was doing. I was like, oh, hey boy, and he stops and starts kind of jumping on me a little bit, and I get him, and I start petting him and all that, and I'm kind of, keeping him by my side, almost expecting someone to be coming.
Yeah,
in
hey,
the
that's
same
my
direction.
dog.
Right,
okay, here you
something
go.
like that. Yeah. And no one comes. So I start walking around my complex a little bit. I'm like, oh, maybe they're around. They're in, whatever. The dog follows me for a bit and everything, and we find out. I don't see anyone. I see people, passing trucks and all these different things. Like, hey, is this your dog? No. People asking me the same thing. Hey, is that your dog? I'm like, well, okay.
Really?
If I have it, wouldn't it be likely that it is my dog? But if it's not my dog, I'm going to ask you or someone else if it, it's just a weird...
Come on, people, really?
So, but luckily, with the help of some neighbors, I was able to... I borrowed their leash, and they have a dog, so I borrowed their some dog food and water and put it out for them all.
Yeah.
I held it for a bit while I tried to get in contact with animal services.
The good kind.
Oh yeah, no, no kill shit.
That's terrible.
So, but I tried getting in contact with them, and it was so difficult. One of the things I was told to do was, try calling your local sheriff's office. So I did, and these guys told me, they were like, this guy was so fucking unhelpful. But he tells me, he says, oh, well, we can't really do anything because it's not sick, or because it's and I tell him, because he's giving me all this. He's like, well, is it violent? I'm like, no, it's not violent. He's a very good boy. He's very happy and stuff. And he's like, well, is he sick? I'm like, well, he doesn't. Not that I can tell, but he can't exactly tell me. He can't exactly tell me. Oh, I'm sick. He's like, well, we can't really do anything. And I'm like, well, so what do I do? I don't really know. I'm like, all right, well, thanks
a lot, man.
thanks for fuck all.
Yeah.
And so, I kept calling around to all these different places and shit and everything. Eventually, no one was of any help. And eventually what I had to do was I took him with me. I took him upstairs with me, which I felt bad taking him upstairs because he was so energetic and excited that he was trying to run up the stairs, and I had to keep pulling him back with with the collar. And I was choking him a little bit. And when he got upstairs, he was all I was like, I'm sorry, boy. But so I brought him inside. he was such a good boy. He was such a good. He went and he roamed around for a little bit, and I did put out food and water for him that I borrowed from the neighbor.
Yeah.
But he didn't eat any of it. He didn't drink anything. He didn't do anything. But fine, whatever. But he was so. He was just such a good boy. He was such a. I kept him for the night, and I don't have pets. I don't really want pets. I couldn't really afford a pet, especially a dog, where I'm living, because you got to pay the pet fee, and then you got to pay everything to take care of it. Everything. So, but I was able to get in contact with animal services the next day, and I did get somebody that was able to pick him up, and they told me, they're like, oh yeah, I've picked this dog up before. He lives in a trailer, and the owners aren't really that responsible. I'm like, well, that's great. So I'm hoping that he is going to. They said they're going to look for a better home for him, and I'm hoping that he'll get that. I was so impressed because he barked a few times throughout the night and throughout in the early morning and stuff, but he was such. I almost didn't know he was there for the most part. He was such a good boy. He followed me around a little bit at first, and but yeah, he just he laid on my couch. He laid on my recliner, my reclining chair that I have, and I was almost concerned that when I was going to wake up, that was going to be something I had to clean up. He didn't leave a mess. He didn't chew anything up. He was so well behaved.
Good boy.
He was such a good boy, and I really hope that he finds a good home, because truthfully, as cheesy as it is to say, animals are people too. Animals are, and they deserve, I think, to have a loving home and different things like that, right?
Yeah.
I do think that. Yeah. So it was my good deed for the week, though, I guess, or the day, or what have you. It was.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But I was even telling these people on the phone, I'm like, I don't really want them to stay with me. I'm just trying to do the right thing, help out and all that. And everyone was just so unhelpful. But luckily, I was able to get him.
Yeah, man.
Get him out,
good.
and I hope the best for him. I don't know his name. I didn't give him a name.
Sean.
I think his name might have been Max, which is the most generic dog name ever.
It really is.
But even still,
he's Sean to me.
He's Sean. You gave him a name.
I did,
dude. You can't. Okay, real quick.
No, actually, I just gave him that name right now. Literally, 2 seconds ago.
Because you can't give if you name something, you're gonna want to keep it.
Yeah.
Even more. So
It literally is true.
Like I said, I don't want a dog anyway, but even if I did, I would not name this one, because I wouldn't have called him oh, hey, I don't know, buddy,
yeah,
whatever, because no, I knew I was gonna have to give him up. I'm not gonna. But and real quick, by the way, did you know it is illegal if you find an animal in the state of Florida? If you find an animal, you cannot rehome that animal. You can't take it in with. You can take it in with you and look while you're looking for the owner, but you have to try looking for the owner for 30 days before you can officially rehome it and it be yours. That's even if it's stray. So that's interesting how that works. But yeah, he didn't have a collar or anything on him. I think the guy did find a chip, so that's good. Something. But take care of your animals, guys.
Hopefully he finds a better home.
If you have what I will say though, and this is true for kids and anything that you own, right? If you're going to own something, whatever it may be, a pet, but especially if it's a living thing like a pet or a child, fucking take care of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just don't have it, because it doesn't deserve a life where it's neglected or it's treated unfair. Because I'm just glad this dog wasn't abused or anything, right? There are people that abuse their animals, and they're the scum of the earth. But
they really are. Y'all the worst.
Animal and child. Well, I don't think any of our listeners are animals and child abusers.
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, no, they are. Worst. Animals and child abusers are some of the lowest people in the world to me. Especially because, this is a quick thing, but statistically, I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but it's been found that when a child shows signs of abusing bugs or animals or whatever, something like that, they're oftentimes they're gonna grow up to be a serial killer, of some sort. So that's a nice little happy note to end us on, isn't it? But no, in all honesty, take care of your pets, take care of your kids, take care of that shit.
For real.
And just be good to people of all kinds. I think there's way too much negativity and stuff in the world all the time, and
there really is.
If what you're doing, whatever that may be, is putting more negativity out, just stop and do something that's going to put positivity out instead.
Or if you're not going to put positivity out, just
don't do it.
Just don't do anything.
Don't do it.